Just ask the average person, who was the most influential president in the United States? You'd probably get dozens of different answers. Some people would say Ronald Reagan, some people would say JFK, some people say LBJ, heck, some people might say Obama or Trump. But I think George W. Bush is one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history. Under his presidency, we saw the War on Terror, the Patriot Act, No Child Left Behind, and much more. But beside this, in 2004, he actually almost lost somehow, despite a pretty good economy and him being a decently popular incumbent. So, what if John Kerry managed to win in 2004? This is a remake of an older video that has been getting a lot of reviews recently. I didn't like how that video turned out. There was a lot of things I said in the video that were wrong, inaccurate, or misleading. So, here's a completely new version of this video. Kerry, despite losing, actually did very well. For example, Ohio voted left of the nation, which has never happened. Even in 2008 and 2012, that didn't happen. So, realistically, we don't need much change. On October 29th, just 4 days before the election, Osama bin Laden addressed the American people via a leaked video. He mentioned the September 11 attacks, made fun of Bush over them. And after this, Bush's approval and standing in the polls massively surged. So, let's just say in this timeline, Kerry managed, this video doesn't come out. Let's say it's delayed by a week. It was only 4 days before the election, so Kerry managed to narrowly flip Ohio, and he wins despite narrowly losing the popular vote. On this timeline, there's a strong chance the Electoral College may actually be abolished, but I don't think it would happen. There just wouldn't be the support. So, Kerry's administration would have lots on its plate. The war on terror would continue, but unlike Bush, Kerry would work with NATO allies during the war. He would also expand funding for No Child Left Behind. This bill was actually decently popular by most people, but the Democrats' main issue was it was just underfunded. He would also attempt to expand government-run healthcare programs, but Congress would be led by the GOP, so don't expect much actual legislation to pass. So, here's the big thing about the scenario. 2008 will be very interesting. Assuming we didn't completely change the timeline by doing this, the Great Recession would absolutely kill any hopes of Dem victory in 2008. But let's mention Vice President John Edwards. If you didn't know, in our timeline it was revealed he cheated on his dying wife with a mistress, which is absolutely disgusting and horrible. And in this timeline, this would really hurt Kerry's image and would more likely still happen. So, there's a scenario where he plays off a ticket. Let's just say he picks former Missouri Representative and House Speaker Dick Gephardt. So, who would be the GOP nominee? It would probably more likely be McCain, but realistically, as long as it isn't someone insane like Pat Buchanan, it doesn't matter. Although, some people say John McCain was a very weak and bad candidate, in reality, he did pretty well in 2008, besides running on the back of one of the most unpopular presidents in history. McCain would win easily. He would sweep the South, the Mountain West, and the Rust Belt. He may even win a northeastern state like New Jersey or Connecticut, kind of like how Obama won Indiana in 2008. I'm not going to go into details about a McCain presidency since so much has changed, but let's talk about how much has changed in this world. Firstly, no Obama. That's just changed completely everything. Obama was very influential. So there's no Obamacare, no major reforms to Dodd-Frank, and also certain issues such as gay rights and trans rights are years behind in this timeline. Also, there's no Trump more than likely, so I'm not even going to get into how much has changed. Another interesting side effect is the Blue Dogs survive much longer. In 2010, in the Red Tsunami, the Blue Dogs were basically annihilated, and there's only a couple of them around now. They're not a very relevant political group. And the funny thing is the South will be much, much bluer down ballot, so expect them to last maybe another couple of years or so. To summarize this timeline, the world would just be much more conservative, not just on social issues, but the economy as well. I can't predict much after 2010, because so much changed. We moved one of the most influential presidents, and removed George W. Bush. But feel free to make any potential predictions, or predict how an alternative 2012 will go. Anyways, thank you for watching, and please subscribe.